Okay, folks, I have a treat for you. I picked up something, another adapter, and I'm using it on the Z6III. And it's called the Techart. Let me get the box. It's the TZM-02. What this is Leica M mount lenses that are all manual focusing, can be put on an adapter for any Nikon Z mirrorless camera. And the funny thing about this is it's autofocusing, and I've tried it. Okay. So I've already shot some pictures and did some videos with it. So let's take a look at some of the pictures, okay? And I'm just going to do a quick slideshow. All right, folks. So you test it out with the camera. Did that in manual focus, and then the rest was autofocus. Switch it to autofocus continuous. I have auto detect subject off because it kept focusing back and forth. And if it's a little bit too much out of focus, you have to move it manually to all the way to the left, or a little bit to the right to refocus it, okay? The only thing I found out was on, let's say, the Nikon F mount lenses, you have to put the aperture at like at FF16 or F22, whatever the highest number is. And then that way the camera can control the aperture correctly. I did not put this information into the non-CPU lens. You know, I've been able to do that with this camera. And that's why I always test it out on the Z6III. But if you look at the picture quality, I think they're pretty sharp. I tried different flowers back and forth. You can see what's in sharp in front, what's in bokeh in front or in back. Did a lot of experiments. The pictures look fantastic on this 24.5 megapixel camera. So let's watch the video. Okay, folks. So I just got the Techart TZM-02. This is supposed to be an autofocus adapter to have manual focus Leica M mount lenses mounted on the Nikon Z camera. This is now on the Nikon Z6III. 90mm apo summicron. Now on the autofocus, I don't know. I got it in video mode right now. Basically, it'll work part of the way, and then I just do manual focus to make sure it's sharp. But you see, I got it on AFS, so let me change that right now. So I got on AFC. Let's see if that works. So I'm going to have the autofocus on. We're just going to walk around and see if it automatically autofocuses. Okay, so I'm walking straight to my young little tree, which I got to water shortly. But you see, it's not focusing. But if I turn the autofocus on, now it is. So let's go down here. So you see, you have to keep pressing this to get it working. But it is autofocusing. Now I'm going to use the shutter button, shutter release button. Now, yeah, it's doing it too. So it is autofocusing. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because on all Leica M cameras, up to the M11, you have to manual focus it. I think the SL3, you still have to manual focus it. But Techart just created one that this lens is for the Nikon Z cameras, okay? So, it looks great on the Z6III. It's doing good. I've been thinking of putting it on the ZF, but this lens, even if it's small in nature, is, yeah, it's showing me it's in focus. Wow. This is 90mm, by the way. Now, the one thing I've noticed, it says f1.8, and it's f2 on here, but it may go to 1.8, all right? It may be off just a little bit, but it's saying, hey, this is not an f2, it's an f1.8. So, that's incredible. But look at the picture quality with a Leica lens on a Nikon Z camera. And I think it's fantastic. So it is autofocusing. Let me, okay, go across the street. Yep, I see the lens. Now, the nice thing about this, let's go to the stop sign. Okay, I got it right there. Yeah, you see, it's not focusing, so I'm going to do it manual focus. You see? So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay? Yeah. So that's the one thing about this adapter. I will show more in the, let's see if I can see this white-tailed Dale, the mama, and I'm having a hard time remembering, oh, there's the nest. I don't know if she's there. So let me look through the viewfinder. Okay, that's, okay, I'm getting that in focus. Yeah. Now, no one is there. And I think I spooked her off. I'm always bothering people when I'm taking pictures. I don't know why. Yeah, it's in focus. Okay, let's go on my crepe myrtle. I'm using the shutter button release. See if it focuses. It's not. I'm using the back button focus. It's not. So it's a hit and miss, and I don't know if the lens, yeah, it's tight. I'm getting good pictures, it's just not doing it. So let's just put it in focus. So you see, it's a hit and miss. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay? So I'm gonna let's see if it works now. Yeah. So if I go all the way to the left and get it out of focus, all right, you know, I turn the manual to the left, then it'll autofocus. If I turn it to the right, see, it's having a hard time focusing. So I have to turn the manual focus all the way to the left. So see, it's focused now. I turn it to the left, now I hit the shutter button. Now it's in focus. If I move it all the way to the right, just a little bit, yeah, So if it's just a little bit off, it'll focus. If I move it all the way to the right, let's see what happens. See, it's not working. So rule of thumb is move it all the way to the left, and now it can focus. Now, I was hoping it would autofocus, but I did not put the lens information in the camera. And that's the other reason why I've been using the Z6III, is very rarely do I have to do that. That's how good this camera is. It'll work with any lens. And I've used different adapters. So I got this adapter. I got another adapter going to the Sony, which will work with this thing. I was thinking about the Canon, but I'm thinking of getting rid of that. So, but anyway, you know, with Leica lenses and mount, it's working good. I got a Voigtlander, and then I have which is 75 millimeter. I think it's a Hillier Classic. So I see it's autofocusing. Now, I'm going to do a manual focus. See if it comes in. All right. Well, what I'm trying to do is see if I get a green box. And it's not showing me. But if I hit the shutter release button, then I get the autofocus on. Okay? That's the only difference. So I'll show more in the studio of the lens, the adapter and stuff. This is just a quick 4K 30, f1.8, 1/1000th of shutter speed, aperture priority mode. By turning the aperture ring does not matter on this lens. Okay? So I think this camera automatically goes to 1.8. With Nikon, you know, the F mount, you have to put it at the like f22, f16, and then it'll adjust the aperture. This one doesn't work, but that's okay. I don't mind at 1.8. I can always increase the shutter speed, but I got an aperture priority mode, so it's doing that automatically at 1/8000. ISO's set at 160 auto, and it's looking good. Okay, folks, I'll see you in the studio. So I've been trying to keep this under wrap. It finally arrived. It got a little delayed in the mail, but I think it's a little spam also going on. So B&H, when I ordered through a link from Peter Gregg. You can also use links like from Wayne Aromatics. Quite a few people that I know. Yeah, make a long story short, give them credit. And when I use B&H, use their credit card, PayPal, whatever, they kind of take away the taxes and the delivery fees, okay? So you're just paying for the price. That's why I like using B&H. I'm surprised that they didn't ship it FedEx. They shipped it DHL this time, which went through the mail, okay? So anyway, long story short, let's take a look at the menu. I'm going to show you the difference with the camera settings, how I have it set up for autofocus, and the video settings, how I have it set up for autofocus. And the very important thing is you take subject detection off, okay? You put it on autofocus continuous. You can either use the back button or the I've been using the shutter release button, and it's been working great. So let's take a look at this. So that's a quick rundown. All right. And I was experimenting, so I turned it back on to see if it would work. On the video part, it did not work. So I turned it to subject, and then, no, I'll take that back. I only did it in the camera settings. I didn't do it in the video, but I'm going to try it again with more experiments. I got a couple more lenses. It's the Voigtlander. So they got a wide field of 35 millimeter and an f2.8, and then I also have a 75 millimeter f1.8. I want to try out on these, and that'll be in the next video. So thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling. I'll see you next time. Goodbye, folks. Have a wonderful day.